What up, people? Long time no see. You see the signature fit? Got the American flag beanie on, blue Adidas hoodie, my TJ Maxx sweats, and my work boots on. That means we're getting it done today. Let's get in there. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. You know what it is. You know what time it is. It's time to get this bitch mounted. Get this hoist out of the way. Put that fucker away so I get some work done. Well, first I want to tell you guys, I didn't show you me actually making the mounts because I don't want you to be, I don't want to be held responsible if you make the mounts the same way I do and your engine falls out. So if you guys want a video on that, maybe if I get enough people requesting it, I'll show you guys how I did it. But you'll see the mounts, you can kind of get the rough idea, and go from there. All right, cool. All right, you guys, so here's our engine mounts. I used 1/8 inch angle iron for this. Welded a couple pieces together. That piece isn't straight, but I think the bolts will straighten it out. So let me give you a quick little rundown how this is supposed to work. So this is gonna go like that. Now obviously you can see that gap there, that isn't gonna work. And that gap there, that also isn't gonna work. So how we get around that, pull this out. Gonna grind this down to where it's flush, because you can see that protrudes a little bit. Get this flush, grind this off like I did right here, and do the same thing over here. So we need all of this to be flat like that instead of where it comes up over there. Let's do it. All right, that turned out almost too good. It's not all the way flush the way I'd like it, but that gap is so small, I don't think it's gonna matter. Now I am a little concerned about this right here, this hump right here, so I'm probably gonna cut this out like this, so that way this can sit all the way flat. Then after that, it's a matter of drilling these bolt holes and drilling these bolt holes, and then we can bolt it down. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out now. All right, let's check it out, see how it goes. Much better. So, all it's left to do from here is I'm gonna clean this up, drill my holes, give it another last coat of paint, and then mount it. Yeah. Was taking a piece of painting tape, slapping it on the bottom of the top side of the mount. The mount sits like this in there, obviously. So I set it in there, and I took spray paint and I sprayed up those holes. So I'm just gonna put my holes in the center of each one of these, and that should get me pretty close. All right, you guys, all of our bolts go through. We got all our hardware, so let's get over there and get it mounted. For these, I would probably suggest getting a grade 8. I don't think this is a grade 8, but I just got what I could get at my hardware store. A couple washers, and a lock nut. So let's get in there, get it mounted, and geek. All right, you guys, so I got everything bolted up. Now it's real important when doing custom mounts like this that you have a bushing on, because if all of your mounts are solid, the engine will have no flex. And so when that pressure builds up, or the engine needs to stress or flex or anything like that, you're either gonna break a mount or crack your transmission bell housing. That's where the engine mounts to the transmission. Obviously, neither of those things are good. So what this does is it's a rubber or polymer bushing that you can see. I'm squeezing it so that if the engine has some buildup and needs to move or flex for whatever reason, the stress is going to be absorbed by that bushing instead of cracking the mount or something that does not have any flex. So, put that out of the way. You see I got everything bolted up. It's not torqued down yet. Just wanted to test fit everything. Everything is fitting great. Everything lined right up. So now I'm going to put some blue Loctite on there and get it tightened down. We'll start the other side. All right, you guys, we got the first mount in there. As you can see, I drilled 2 holes originally, but I don't have enough bushings, so I think just this one, and this is a grade 8. So I think just this one grade 8 will be enough. Another thing I didn't touch on, you want to make sure that your engine's level before you mount it. So mine's not completely center right now, but I plan on adjusting it when I get the other mount in. You want to make sure it's level both ways as well. All right, so now we're gonna slap this mount up here, put the tape on the parts that need cut off, and get to cutting. Okay guys, so now it's just like I did on the other one. Gonna take a piece of tape here. Okay, so these holes are gonna need drilled out a little bit. That's fine. I'll still take my piece of tape, slap it on there, and, grab the drill, get the holes out. Shall we? Cheers. Take this, slap that like that. Oh, we got the one. All right, you guys, so I got these lined up perfect. I was actually able to measure the outside of this hole to the outside of this hole was 3 inches, almost exactly. So I just did that, put the edge of my drill bit on the dot I put, which would have been the outside of my circle, and that lined up. So onto these holes. These holes here, I actually drilled last night with my cardboard template. I was hoping they would line up. As you can see, they do not. But as we discovered over there, we only need 1 hole. So I'm just gonna drill this one out here, and we should be Gucci in the coochie. Yeah. All right, we got that drilled out. Let's see if we get our bolts to line up. This is it. This is the moment of truth. Everything's bolted up. Supposed to be mounted. It should be good to go. So I'm gonna get my channel locks and lower this puppy. Alright. Here we go. With any luck, the engine won't move at all. 3, 2, 1. It came down a little bit. Oh, look at that. Okay, okay. Look at that. This is what we've been waiting for. You guys, I am stoked. Check out the level. Let's go. Man. Am I good or what, y'all? Let's fucking go. So as you can see, I had to come in here just now and add this little razor here. One on each side. The engine's still pretty good. Let's see, I could probably, yeah, it's still level. Not as perfect as it was, but I'll just hold it over till it's perfectly level. Tighten it down like that. Don't even have my lock nuts or anything on there right now, but chain is unhooked, hoist is away, and as you can tell, it's nice and solid. This time when I lowered it, it didn't flex at all. The hoist literally just came down and the engine remained the exact same. Now the reason why I had to go in and add these brackets was because when I mounted the engine before, my transmission shifter was shifted all the way forward. So it was like all the way up here and it was like hanging back and it didn't line up. But as you can see, it's almost perfectly centered. It's off by maybe 1/4 of an inch. That's still gonna be perfectly fine though. I mean, it's not, you're not even gonna be able to tell once you get the shifter or the center console and everything on there and all that good stuff. So that's Gucci. Man, I'm pumped to be able to put the engine hoist away. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pull the engine one more time so that I can install my pressure plate bolts. I ordered the wrong ones, so I'm gonna have to pull this out, pull the transmission, mount the clutch, the pressure plate, all that good stuff, and then put it back in there one final time. And after that, I already got my fuel system planned out, so I'm ordering my fuel system, so that's ready to go. Then I'm gonna do all my fluids, so my transmission fluid, my hydraulic fluid, and my brake fluid for my clutch, my brake system, bleed the brakes, get all that going. And then we get to do all the fun stuff like plug in the carburetor. I'm gonna mill my intake a little bit. We'll get into that later in a later episode, but basically we're just now getting to the fun stuff, guys. Excuse me. So I'm really pumped to be able to walk away from this today with no chain on there. I'm gonna leave the chain off of it. That'll be my little test. So if I come back next week and the engine hasn't moved, it's still level, I think we're good as long as I ain't doing no derby car shit. Well, all right, you guys. I appreciate you guys for stopping by again. I'm sorry for such a long wait on another video, but I had a lot of figuring out to do, a lot of calculating, a lot of measuring, a lot of wasted trips out here because I forgot bolts, materials, and whatnot. But until next time, peace.